Good morning, class. Today we are going to continue with the chapter with which we have started last week, that is cubes and cube roots. And we are still on exercise number 4. So we are going to continue with question number 4 as we have already discussed the first 3 questions. So question number 4, can you see the question in the book? It is saying find each of the following. So we are going to find the cube root for each of the following parts. We are going to do some selective parts and the same parts are to be done in the fair register. So I am going to begin with the first part of it. The first part of the question says that we have to find the cube root of 512. In order to find the cube root of 512, we are going to go for the prime factorization method. Like I have already told you that in the case of squares and square roots, when we are finding the square root, we can opt for either prime factorization or the long division method. But for the cube root, we are going to emphasize upon the prime factorization method only. So let us find the prime factors of 512. So we have 512, finding the prime factors. Since we have 2 in the unit place, which is an even number, we are going to begin with 2 as the prime number. 2 2s are 4, 1 is left, 2 5s are 10, 1 is left, 2 6s are 12. Again 6 is an even number, so we are going to continue with 2. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 8s are 16. Again 2 6s are 12, 2 4s are 8. 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12, 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, and finally 2 into 1 is 2. So we are going to go for the division in this prime factorization method until the quotient becomes 1. So once the quotient is 1, we are going to focus on all the factors that we have got. In the case of square root, we were focusing on the pair of factors. Here in the case of cube root, we are going to focus on triplets of factor, that means a group of 3. So if you see, this is the first triplet that I have found. Remember, it should be the same factor. So 2, 3 in number, I have made a triplet out of it. This is the second triplet and this is the third triplet. So this cube root of 512 can be written as the cube root of, I'm going to write it in terms of the factors form. It is 2 cube into 2 cube into 2 cube. Now whenever we have a symbol of root, actually it can be represented as a fractional power. That means this is a cube root. I can rewrite it as 2 cube into 2 cube into 2 cube whole to the power 1 upon 3. Now this 1 upon 3 is actually representing the cube root. So what you need to understand is that whatever root we are talking about, it can be represented as the power, but the power is going to be a fraction. If it was square root, it will be 1 by 2. Because it is cube root, that's why the power is 1 by 3. So let us simplify it further. The power is distributed, so we can take it as common. So what do we have in the bracket? We have 2 into 2 into 2. What happens to this power? I am taking this power outside, and power of a power is going to be multiplied. So what is going to happen? 3 and 3 is going to get cancelled. So the final answer will be A. So that becomes our final answer. So this is question number 4, first part. Let us continue with the next part of the question, that is the fifth part of it. The fifth part of the same question. So let us continue with the fifth part of question number 4. Now in mathematics, when you are solving a particular question, remember there can be 1,000 different ways of solving the same question. But what you need to understand is that whatever way you are using should be a logical method. So let us continue with the fifth part of it. The fifth part of this question is to find the cube root of 1000. So again we are going to find the prime factors of 1000. Whenever we have 0 in the unit place, you can always continue with 5 as the prime number. So 5, 2s are 10 and 2 zeros come as it is. 5, 4s are 20, 0, 5 8s are 40. Then because it is an even number, we can begin with 2 as a prime number. 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2. So we get the triplet of factor 5 and a triplet of factor 2. So this can be rewritten as the cube root of 5 to the power 3 into 2 to the power 3. So what will it become? Like I have done in the previous step, I can rewrite it as 5 to the power 3 into 2 to the power 3 whole to the power 1 by 3. This 1 by 3 is the representation of the cube root. It goes like a power. So again, taking these powers common, we have 5 into 10, 2 in the bracket, and we have 3 into 1 by 3 as the power. So 3 and 3 is cancelled. The final answer is 10. So the cube root of 1000 is 10. Moving ahead with the next part of the question, and this time we are going to do the 9th part of the question. So kindly note down the 9th part of the question and we are going to solve it. The 9th part of question number 4. The 9th part of this question is to find the cube root of a given fraction this time. The fraction given is minus 125 upon 64. So we need to find the cube root of minus 125 upon 64. You need to understand one thing, class, that whenever we have to find a cube root of a negative number, the answer is always negative. And this cube root can be distributed over the numerator and denominator. So it is distributed. So let us rewrite this. It will be the cube root of minus 125 upon the cube root of 64. Like I said, the cube root of a negative number is always negative. So it will be minus, and we have to find the cube root of 125 upon the cube root of 64. Let us find the prime factors of the numerator and the denominator individually. So in order to find the prime factors, as the unit place is 5, I am going to begin with 5. 5 2 is 10, 5 5 is 25. 5 into 5 is 25, 5 into 1 is 5. So we have got the triplet of factors for 125. Similarly, I am going to do it for 64. 64 as a unit place is an even number. I am going to start with 2. 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12, 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, and finally 2 into 1 is 2. So we have got the triplets again. So let us rewrite the given fraction. It is a negative answer. It is the cube root of 5 to the power 3 upon the cube root of 2 to the power 3 into 2 to the power 3. Now this time I am going to change the method a bit, but it is still logical. The cube root of a cube is the number itself. So you can directly write it as minus 5. So I am not showing it by keeping the power as 1 by 3, but it means the same thing. The cube root of a cube is 5. And why is it so? Because this cube root is nothing but the power 1 by 3. 3 and 3 will get cancelled, so you will get the number itself. Similarly, we can take the cube root of 2 cube out as 2. Similarly, it will be multiplied to the cube root of the second 2 cube also. So it will be 1 taken out from each cube. So the final answer will be minus 5 upon 4. So this becomes our final answer for the question. I believe you are able to understand what I have told you. The next part that we are going to do is the 13th part of the same question. So please make it sure that you note down the 13th part in your notebook. The 13th part, class. So we are going to continue with the 13th part of question number 4, which says that we have to find the cube root of 729 in the numerator divided by 125 into 1000 in the denominator. So kindly recheck the question, and then we are going to proceed further with the solution of this question. So what we are going to do, we are going to distribute this root over each term in the fraction. So I am going to rewrite it as the cube root of 729 upon the cube root of 125 into the cube root of 1000. So see what I have done. I have distributed the cube root over the numerator and denominator. Even in the denominator, it has been distributed individually in the product. So let us find the factors for 729. Okay, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 9 is 18, which comes in the table of 3. So I am going to begin with the factor 3. 3 2s is 6, 3 4s is 12, 3 3s is 9. Now 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, which again comes in the table of 3. So we are going to continue with 3. 3 8s is 24, 3 1s is 3. 8 plus 1 is 9, again it will be divisible. 3 2s is 6, 2 is left, 3 7s are 21. Again by 3, 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. Making the triplets of the factors, we have the first triplet and the second triplet. So the numerator can be replaced as the cube root of 3 cube into 3 cube, because we have got two triplets. Similarly, in the denominator, in the previous question we have found it, so I am not going to find the factors again. We have seen that 125 is actually the cube of 5. So I am directly writing it. Remember, we have found the prime factors in the previous few parts. Similarly, for 1000 we have found that it was the cube of 2 to the power 3 into 5 to the power 3. Now we are going to simplify it. Like I said, the cube root of a cube is the number itself. One by one from each cube I am going to bring the digit out. So in the numerator we have 3 into 3 upon, how did it happen? The cube root of 3 cube, 3 itself. Cube root of 3 cube, 3 itself, and the multiplication remains here. Similarly, 5 is going to come out from here, and from here you will have 2 into 5. So the final answer would be 3 into 3 is 9, 5 into 5 is 25, 25 into 2 is 15. So this becomes our final answer. So the cube root of the given fraction is, if you see on the board, it is 9 upon 50. After this question, we are going to discuss the 18th part of this question. So please continue with 18th part. 18th part of question number 4. Eighteenth part of question number 4 is what we are going to continue with. So let us write the question. The 18th part, which is to find the cube root of 1 minus 854 upon 729. Let us recheck the question once. Remember, I suggest that whenever you are solving a question, kindly recheck the question multiple times so that you are sure that whatever question you are attempting is the correct one. So it is 1 minus 854 upon 729. That is what we have to find the cube root of. First of all, it is given as two terms. We are going to make it a single fraction first of all. So how to do it? The cube root remains cube root. 729 into 1 minus 854 whole upon 729. What I did, I actually took the LCM. The LCM came to be 729, and the result, after dividing it by the denominator, I have multiplied to the numerator, and then the subtraction happens. So it is going to give you a negative number. So it will be a cube root of 729 into 1 is 729 only. So we are going to subtract 729 from 854, and the result will be negative because the sign of the larger number is negative. So 14 minus 9 is 5. 4 minus 2 is 2, 8 minus 7 is 1. So you get minus 125 upon 729. I have already told you that cube root of a negative number is always negative. So I am going to simply take the negative sign outside and I am going to distribute the cube root over the numerator and denominator. So we have cube root of 125 upon the cube root of 729. This is how it goes. So now we have found the prime factors in the earlier part. So I am directly putting the factors in place of the given numbers. The cube root of 5 cube upon the cube root of the cube root of 3 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3. Is that okay? So how to simplify it? Whenever you have a cube root of a cube, the number comes as it is. It is going to be negative. From the numerator you are going to get 5 and in the denominator you are going to get 3 into 3. So the result becomes minus 5 upon 9. That becomes our final answer in question number 18. So in this type of question you have to first simplify the given fraction within the root symbol and then you are going to proceed further to get the final answer. Now the last question that I am going to attempt for question number 4 is the last part of it, that is the 19th part of question number 4. So please note down the 19th part now and we are going to continue with it. The 19th part of question number 4. The 19th part is to find the cube root of, you have 4 written in it, plus the cube root of 61 plus the cube root of 27. So this is how the question is given to us. Let us recheck the question. It is to find the cube root of 4 plus the cube root of 61 plus the cube root of 27. But what you need to observe is that we have the roots within the other roots. That means the cube root is inside this cube root and this complete cube root is inside the outer cube root. We are going to solve the innermost cube root first. Like it happens in BODMAS. When we have multiple brackets, we solve the innermost bracket first. So in this way, we are going to solve the innermost cube root first. The rest of the things will be written as it is. So it is cube root of 4 plus the cube root of 61 and we are going to simplify it. Plus the cube root of 27 is the cube of 3. So what do we get? We get cube root of 4 plus the cube root of 61 and what comes out of it? It is 3. The cube root of a cube is the number itself. So what do we have after this? This is actually the cube root of 4 plus the cube root of 61 plus 3 is 64. So this is what we are going to calculate. So what do we have in the next step? It is the cube root of 4 plus the cube root of 64, which is actually two to the power 3 into 2 to the power 3, because it is actually 8 into 8, that is 64. So what do we get after this? We get the cube root of 4 plus, I am going to take 1 2 out from each cube, so it is this. So it is going to be the cube root of finally 4 plus 4, that is going to be cube root of 8. Now this is equal to cube root of 2 cube. How I am doing it? By prime factorization method only. I have not changed the method. The cube root of a cube is the number itself. So my final answer is 2. So with this we are done with the parts to be discussed in question number 4. You are going to do the same number of parts in the fair register. Other than this, there are more parts in the same question which are to be attempted in some rough notebook. Now we continue with question number 5 of exercise 4. In question number 5, currently see it in your book, they are saying find the least number by which each of the following numbers should be multiplied to make it a perfect cube. Also find the cube root of the product in each case. So let us pick up the third part of it. The number given, or we can write the given number is equal to, the third part of this question, the number given is 1,552. That is 15,552. We have to find that which number should be multiplied to it to actually make it a perfect cube. Now we have been focusing on the prime factorization method. So let us say that we have to find the required number which has to be multiplied to it. In that situation we are going to go for the prime factorization method only. So writing the number and going for the prime factorization. Starting with 2 because even number is there towards the end. 2 7s are 14, 1 is left, 7s are 14, 1 is left, 7s are 14, 1 is left, 2 6 are 12. Again by 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 8s are 16, 2 8s are 16, 2 8s are 16. Again by 2, 2 1s are 2, 2 9s are 18, 2 4s are 8, 2 4s are 8. 2 9s are 18, 1 is left, 2 7s are 14, 2 2s are 4. 2 4s are 8, 2 8s are 16, 2 6s are 12. 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6. Now it cannot be subdivided by 2 because at the end we don't have any even number. Let us try it for 3. In order to check the divisibility by 3, we are going to add all the digits. 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 is present in the table of 3, so that means it will be divisible by 3. 3 8s are 24, 3 1s are 3. 3 2s are 6, 3 7s are 21. 3 9s are 27. 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. So let us make the triplets now. This is the first triplet. Remember, triplet should be of the same digit. This is the second triplet, the third triplet, and now this is not a triplet. So I am going to rewrite the given number in the form of its factors. So we can write therefore the number given, that is 15,552, can be written as the cube of 2 multiplied to the cube of 2 multiplied to cube of 3 multiplied to 3 into 3. Now this 3 into 3 is not in the form of triplet. So how can we make it a triplet? By simply multiplying another 3 to it. So hence, in order to make this 3 in the form of triplet, we require one more 3 to be multiplied. So we are going to write, since 3 into 3 is not in the form of triplet, and we require one more 3 to be multiplied to this pair in order to make it a cube. Therefore, the required number to be multiplied will be equal to 3. That is our first answer. The second thing which they are asking is, what will be the cube root of the resultant cube. So now we are going to write, hence the cube root of the resultant cube will be equal to the cube root of, we are going to write all these in form of cubes, 2 cube into 2 cube into 3 cube. Now because we have multiplied this 3 to this 3 into 3, that's why this is also 3 cube. So what will be the answer? The answer would be 2 taken from here, 2 taken from here, 1 3 comes from here and 1 3 comes from here. So 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 3 is 12, 12 into 3 is 36. So my final answer would be 36, and that completes the question. Okay, then we move on to question number 6 of this exercise number 4 now. In this particular question, they are saying, find the least number by which each of the following numbers should be divided to make it a perfect cube. Also, find the cube root of each perfect cube. That means the cube that is going to be obtained, we are going to find the cube root of it. So again, in this question, I am going to pick up the third part. So let us note down the third part of this question. The third part, the number given is it is 23328. And we are going to find that by which number it should be divided to actually make it a perfect cube. Again, we are going to go with the prime factorization method. So I am going to do the factorization of this given number, that is 23328, finding the prime factors of it. Even number at the unit place, so starting with 2. 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 1 is left, 2 6 are 12, 2 6 are 12, 2 4s are 8. Again even numbers, so 2 again, 2 5s are 10, 2 8s are 16, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. 2 2s are 4, 2 9s are 18, 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12, 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10, 2 8s are 16, 2 7s are 14, 2 2s are 4, 2 9s are 18. So I continued with 2 unless and until the even place was not obtained. Now it is odd. Let us find whether it is divisible by 3 or not. By adding the digits together, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 9 is 18, which comes in the table of 3. That's why it is going to be factorized by 3. So 3, 2 is 6, 4 is 12, 3 is 9. 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 4 is 9. Again by 3, 3 8 is 24, 3 1 is 3. 3 2 is 6, 3 7 is 21, 3 9 is 27, 3 3 is 9, 3 1 is 3. Now once we have reached this stage where the quotient became 1, we are going to find the triplets. So this is the first triplet that we get, this is the second triplet that we get, and this is the third one. What remains excluded are these two, because they are not in triplets, they are in pairs. So let us rewrite the given number. Therefore 23328 can be written as 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3, and what is left? We are left with 2 into 2, which are not in triplet. So like we have done in the previous question, that is question number 5, our focus is on those numbers which are not forming a triplet. So we are going to write, since 2 into 2 is not a triplet, therefore the required number will be equal to 2 into 2, that is equal to 4. Now what does that mean? If I am going to divide this given number by this resultant 4, then I'm going to get only the cube terms. And then it is going to be a perfect cube. A perfect cube is a number which has all its factors in the form of triplets or in the form of cube. Since this is the only exception which we have in the factors, so I'm going to exclude it by dividing the given number by 4. If I divide it by 4, this will be gone. So we will be left with only the cube terms. Therefore, the required number by which we have to divide the given number is actually the end result of this product, that is 4. So this becomes our final answer. They are also asking to find the cube root of the resultant cube. So therefore, the other answer that we have to write is the cube root of the resultant cube will be given by the cube root of, writing all these factors in the form of cube, 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3, because we have already divided by 4, so this is gone. Taking 1 out from each cube, I am going to get 2 into 3 into 3. So the final answer is 2 into 3 is 6, 6 into 3 is 18. So the cube root of the resultant number, the resultant perfect cube, is 18. With this, we are done with question number 6. Now, if you see this exercise, you have question number 7 as fill in the blanks and question number 8 as true or false. These two questions are to be attempted in the book itself with a pencil. Whatever queries you have related to this question, we are going to discuss it in the Google Meet class. Now, your task for the day is that whatever parts we have discussed in question number 4 will be attempted in the fair register also, and the remaining parts of the same questions are going to be done in a rough notebook. In question number 5 and 6, you have to do the first part for each question in the fair register, and yes, the remaining parts can be done in some rough notebook. So that becomes your homework. Take care class, you need to keep your work completed. Thank you so much.